Welcome back, heroes, to the land of Hirule. Or, as the locals call it, post-uprising, Skyrule.
Woo.
Would you like to learn more about the board?
What the heck happened here, dude?
I'm gonna click no.
Tell me what happened, dude. I don't understand.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out. In Skyrule, you'll be jumping between the land and sky using these sky towers. Each of the 5 main areas holds a boss you can challenge. Defeating them will give you a special tier, each with its own unique effect. You can hold one of each tier, and I'm gonna add an addendum here. You need trial keys to go into these fights. We'll talk about those later.
We gotta update the text. I'm trying not to press the button.
Tiers are stored in your inventory, are one-time use, and can be used any time during your turn. They can provide you buffs or hinder other players. Only you can save Hyrule again.
What's up, guys? I'm TheNerdyGinger. Welcome to the board spotlight for the sequel.
Well, we gotta edit the text anyway.
The sequel for Hyrule, Skyrule. Trial key. That's a thing that happens.
Based on not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
Who would have known?
That is the reason why I made this board, is because I had already made Hyrule before Tears of the Kingdom came out and was even announced. So I was like, you know what? I gotta do it. I gotta make one for Tears of the Kingdom.
And it was.
And
check
here
it
it
out.
is. It went through a lot of different ideas before getting to this one. So.
And that's pretty sweet that we have like a straight up sequel board in this game. Like, that's insane as a concept to me. Like, we were talking about Hyrule being like a style of board that Nintendo would never make. Definitely not a sequel, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, definitely not.
So,
and as you can see, it's pretty similar looking. There's some notable changes with pathing and details and whatnot.
That's honestly the main challenge with this board, is that it can be a little bit intimidating to navigate. It's like you'll actually be going through you'll basically be hopping from island to island for the most part. It's like if I go back into adventure, I would have fallen down here immediately, and then I'd be able to come through here. And really the key thing with this is to make sure you're looking at your map. You can see that there's like a black line between the space that I'm about to connect. So I'm about to get to like that red space followed by a blue space immediately after on that island up there.
And the thing with these sky islands too, or skylands, is that they basically are more kind of like shortcuts in a way. Because like you can go down to the surface, or you can just kind of stay in the sky islands and get around really quick.
Yeah, so like this is probably like the quickest way to get to the castle. Actually, is going up.
And it's
going
literally
across
like
the
10
sky.
spaces.
Is going across the sky islands. I think coming, over to the right over here. So unlike with Hyrule, you're actually coming in from both sides of the castle this time around. And this is where both of the equipment shops are actually. And
I should mention that
thing.
So to kind of tie in the Zonai a little bit, or Zoni or whatever, I made the equipment kind of like the Zonai devices, so you only find them on the sky islands. Whereas your item shops are only on the surface.
I actually did not know that detail. That's pretty sick.
Item chests do still appear on the sky islands. Do they, or maybe they don't actually? I guess item chests don't spawn up. Oh yeah, so there's like one item chest up here on the sky island.
For balancing purposes, I guess. But yeah, that's cool. I did not actually notice that. That's a very cool attention to detail that nobody would have actually noticed had you not pointed it out. So while this looks a little bit intimidating, it's actually pretty quick to get around these boards. Hyrule is about 92 spaces.
This board.
Hyrule is about 92 spaces. This one's only 79. And it kind of would have been pretty close in space count had it not been for all the ridiculous amount of quote-unquote passable events in here. I mean, these are basically just specified TP events in terms of how they're actually built out, so they count as passable events, but they're basically just teleporting you through.
In all honesty, I'm not sure why I didn't just use like the specified TP detectors that the Frostbite Falls uses to go up levels, because it probably would have been way less confusing looking with all of them, and it literally serves the exact same purpose.
All right, next up I'll show off the star spaces. I can't remember how many there are on this board, but we've got this one.
I want to say there might only be 6 on this board, just because it has less space count and it's easy to traverse it.
Yeah, so we got one of them up here. We got one of them right as you're entering the desert.
Yeah, because I think there's like 4 or 5 on the ground, and then 2 in the sky islands.
So far we've got 3 on the ground. That's one down here, like one space before the minecart event.
Funny thing is that previous star is actually in the same spot as it is in Hyrule.
Basically. Then
it is. It literally is.
Let's see. Then we've got one just inside the castle here.
Yeah, so I think there's 4 on the ground, 1 in the castle, and 2 in these sky islands, so 6. I guess that would be 7.
There's another one on the. There's another one on the ground.
Maybe there are 7.
Yeah, there's another one on the ground over there. Yeah, there we go. Yep. So that's that would be 7 total. So the one in each quadrant, and 2 in the sky, basically.
Well, 1 in each quadrant, 1 in the castle, and then 2 in the sky.
I guess that's
I should also mention,
I
too,
meant
with
by
this board,
pentadrant, I guess.
is that this is the first board that actually has stars on non-blue spaces.
Wow.
Some of them are on red spaces.
That is a fact. I guess the only other thing I'll show off as far as just the basic layout are these towers. You do have the choice to go between these. So like this one right here.
Some of them.
I can use.
Some of the towers are at the end of paths, so you have to take it. But like this one, you get the choice to use it or not.
Yeah. So this is like 3 different paths. Like just calling this out, going right here. You can get 2 items if you're coming from the castle and going through here. This can be a little bit ridiculous. And hey, I think we'll start getting into how the tiers work, which is kind of the key thing.
Well, first of all, we got to back up and talk about the trial keys.
Well, I was actually going to do this one first because this is the only one that actually doesn't require a trial key for you to get. This one's just free. Raru gives you this light tier. May it serve you well in your quest. You get a light tier, open your inventory, and place it in your offhand to use it. So yeah, we have custom UI elements on this board, where the light tier is probably one of the last ones that you're going to get. Where this grants you regeneration 2 for your next boss battle. So the rest of these all require you to actually fight stuff, which, as Spencer mentioned, you have to get a trial key in order to get. The only one...
we didn't mention this yet, but this chest up here at the starting area always gives you a trial key. So you always get to start the game with 1 trial key.
Yeah, so you will need these trial keys in order to fight the boss. That's actually a very recent addition.
It was a balancing addition because for those of you who watched the Skyrule stream a few weeks back will know how very unbalanced the board was. And so I added the trial key system to kind of balance it out a little bit. And honestly, I think it works pretty well.
Yeah,
without super overcomplicating anything.
Basically, people were fighting bosses constantly, and it just made the game take absolutely forever.
And there were constant tiers being used left and right. And so, like, the whole idea behind the tiers is that you're supposed to maybe hold on to them for a turn or 2 and strategically use them instead of just farming them at, like, 5 in a turn, basically.
Yep. So you can get them so you can also get trial keys from item shops. I think you said it's a 75% chance that they spawn in an item shop?
It's a 75% chance to spawn as the first item in an item shop. I should also mention, too, that unlike... I'm going ahead of myself here, but unlike the shovel in Mystic Caverns, there is no super trial key, super item trial key. It's just the trial key. That's it.
Yep, it keeps it simple. And then there is a 25% chance to get one from one of the item spaces, which does actually mean that you will be getting some of the other items a little bit less on this board. It's not just fed into the normal pool, so it's not like 1 out of 17. Although I still have yet to actually get one.
Originally it was, but then I felt like I needed it to be more common, but apparently...
There we go.
There you go. Apparently you're just still pretty unlucky.
I mean, it's probably good. So again, you will need those trial keys to take on the bosses. I've got this light tier right here, so I will actually... You can use tiers at any point during your turn. I think... Is it after rolling your dice or before, or does it even matter?
No, you can use them before, too. The only time you can't use a tier is if you're in certain spaces that have menus, so you'll have to leave that space first. So, like, for instance, if you walk on that equipment space behind you, or like now, you probably can't use the light tier because you're on a space with a menu.
Yeah.
But as soon as you leave that space, you'll be able to use it.
And it will use automatically, like you said, as you saw, I just had it in my offhand. So if you actually didn't want to use it, you'd want to take it out of your offhand. So the power of light will grant you regeneration 2 for your next boss fight. So let's try fighting this guy, the old water tier guy. Would you like to attempt to use the trial key to enter the water? Actually, you know what? I'm going to demonstrate something else first. I'm going to use a little item here. I'm going to cheat and use an item. Bitcoin. Bitcoin made. Basically what this stack of gold blocks used to be. So I just gained myself 40 coins, and you'll see in a second. Let's try to vanquish this beast.
Unlike Hirule, these bosses actually are quite a bit more challenging. This, I would say, is probably the easiest of them if you get your crit hits in. If you don't do crit hits, you'll probably die of thorn damage.
And you'll notice that I'm actually regenerating health thanks to my light tier. So that makes these boss battles a lot easier. You got the water tier. Open your inventory and place it in your offhand to use it. This gives you your most recently used item back, and I will specify that only applies to items that you use on this very turn.
It's not like the Selva Sash where it transcends turns.
Essentially, if I put this in my offhand now, I'll get my stack of gold blocks back that I definitely used completely legitimately.
Using the water tier, you can duplicate items, essentially.
Duplicate them super items, duplicate that golden pipe you may have gotten. It's pretty darn sick. And
like I said, you don't have to use the tiers right away, so you can strategically use it once you get an item you want to get back again.
And I will say that this one is fairly farmable too. I don't know the exact space count, but you can see that I can just kind of loop around here, and now I'm... Wait, yeah, over that way. And now I'm almost on that island again. So you can farm that one pretty easily, just in FYI.
You can farm that one in the fire tier.
This one is probably the hardest of the main boss
fights.
fights.
To the lightning temple and attempt to vanquish the beast with it. No, this one's easy. There's a pretty easy strat for this one.
But I'm bad. What's this called, a Ravager?
Yeah.
What, it can't hit you when you're in that corner very easily or something?
Nah, it can hit you, but it's
just a lot easier to crit when you're against a wall, I guess.
Yep. It doesn't shove you away. It doesn't hit you with its massive knockback.
Okay, so that was my problem, but I have never been able to beat that thing legitimately, I don't think.
Oh man, I wish I rolled enough to land on this duel space here, because I want to duel you and take your money. Well, that's what I can do with the lightning tier. It saps all of my spaces, setting me down to 1 space, and every space it took gives me 1 coin. Yay!
You struck the
I
lightning?
lost 5 spaces and got 5 coins.
So now you can run on that?
I get the duel space.
Yay, take all of my money immediately.
Take all my money in
Fake
a random duel. You took my money in a random duel.
Basically an ad hoc custom dice that also gives you money.
Yeah, I refer to it as a dynamic custom dice because you can basically decide what space you want to land on during your turn instead of before your turn.
Yeah, so that's basically, like, you could basically use, like, a pentagrapes or something and go a crap ton of spaces, and then you'll see, like, okay, after 45 spaces, I want to go on space number 46 instead of space number 50 or something.
Or if you just want to get coins, I mean, yeah, you could use a pentagrapes, roll a 50 with it, and then sap your space and get 49 coins, but then you just don't move.
I mean, hey,
it's up to you.
That's enough for a star steal. There's a lot of things that you can do with that. That's a very flexible power. Although, I guess this one might technically even be more flexible. This one over
the
here.
The tier 100% is the most busted one.
More money.
No questions asked.
All right, let's try this.
In my opinion, this is the hardest one. This is the one I almost always lose at.
Well, especially because this one has the armor stand in it too, so it's blocking some of my initial shots. He's got a token of undying. There we go.
Totem of undying.
Totem of undying. You barely even saw that, but yeah, that one had like some vexes that were going around you, so I will go into spectator mode to kind of show it off, but yeah, watch out because there is an armor stand here, so try to get this thing over to like the left or right, otherwise you're going to be slashing the armor stand and not the enemy. This gives you the ridiculous power of granting you an additional turn. So if I were to
use... With the caveat that you can only use it once per turn.
Which also
or
is
once
recent.
per like actual turn. So when you get your bonus turn, you won't be able to use it again on that bonus turn.
Yep, so you can see that it started my turn again.
You can get a second one if you want to, but you can't use it until like you get your next actual turn.
Let's test it. Practice your crits. Bro. No, I almost did it perfect. No, he's getting... What the fuck?
he's a speedy guy.
There we go. So just confirming, I'll get off of the menu area. Yes, I can only use it the one... Yep, you've already used the wind tier this turn, which did not used to be the case. It's I don't know if it is how legit it is to actually get that so many times that you could spam it, but it's good that we locked it down.
You literally could have an infinite turn if you just had good items, and especially in fatty mode.
That means another roll, another chance to use items. I don't know how much... I don't know how much else we can say that getting more turns than your opponent is just a good thing.
Especially towards bonus stars, too.
Oh, yeah, because that will count towards your travel star and all the spaces that you land on, and you can get more spaces than you can turns. The last one we will do is the trial key, or this isn't the last one. The fire temple. You broke the cheese for this, right? Yep, you did.
Yeah, the original, the strat that one of our...
I actually died.
The strat one of our Discord members found with that is that you could just spam it into the lava and it'll die of fire damage. So I added some walls here in a balancing update. So you actually have to fight it now. And this one can also be kind of hard because it's kind of fast.
Oh, shit. Well, I kind of needed that one too, but now I need to go get some more trial keys and be right back.
Basically, the strat is you just kind of have to run around him in circles and just deal damage to him. So get a hit and just kind of back off and just keep kind of running in a circle.
Yeah, you kind of need to give it space. Oh my god. Oh my god! No! I got this. I got this. Oh, this isn't unbreaking either. All right, Spoon.
Do you need me to do it?
Yes, especially because I'm out of trial keys again. You can do better than me.
I know I can beat this one because I'm always the one that beat it legitimately this way without ever going into the lava. Except for when I lag.
There you go. There you go. I wasn't going around in circles.
You just have to time your attacks a little bit there.
Nice one. So that was.
And this tier makes all players except me lose 3 spaces. So if I go ahead and use that on Steven's next turn, he'll have -3 spaces.
And that is that stackable? Like, can you?
Yes, it is.
So you can use multiple fire tiers per turn.
Stream. As in our stream, I think John had used it like 3 or 4 times in one turn, so you got like -12 spaces.
Yeah. Again, another reason why we implemented the trial key system.
That one is easy to farm. That one is easy to farm.
So yeah, before you do that, I'll try to show off the pathway for it.
And there's an item shop right after it, so there's a good chance you can buy a trial key and keep doing it. But I should point out, you'll be spending coins and you'll be sacrificing using other items because you're constantly buying your trial keys instead of other items. So it does come at a cost.
So it's the pathway down here, and then that runs you right into this.
And it's literally like less than 10 spaces.
This one you are forced to go up, and then if you head right, you'll be able to head right back up here. So it is indeed very farmable. So this all is to build up to this last one right here, which is basically where you can fight Gonon as the last one.
We didn't mention this in the Hirule one, but you probably noticed that there is no Gonon boss fight. And, well, that was because I didn't think to add one at the time, and so I made up for it in this board.
Now we've got it.
Would you like to use a trial key to attempt to vanquish the beast under the castle? You will need a light tears effect.
Did you use it?
Well, technically, yes. Let's see what happens if I don't use the effect.
Oh my god.
You gotta fight a warden.
It is a full-on warden. You can do it, Spoon. I believe in you. Oh. He's dead. I literally hard-coded it, so if you don't use the light tier, it one-shots you. With the caveat that its Sonic Boom attack will not one-shot you, so technically you can still beat it without the light tier. It's just incredibly difficult. I don't know how much damage does it. How much damage does Sonic Boom do?
Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hearts maybe.
Okay.
I honestly don't know.
So you couldn't hard code what that one does apparently.
Apparently not. So adding strength to the warden does not buff that attack.
Okay. Well, that's
anyway,
interesting.
If I use the light tier now you'll see what's gonna happen is it will not one-shot me, and I can actually easily beat it. It's like not even a challenge.
So like not only do you get regen for this fight, but also it's not hard-coded to one-shot you anymore. Even though
it does like a harder 2 of damage when you regen it back. So by the time I beat this, I'll have like half health left. Yeah, 4 hearts. I had 4 hearts left. So
wow.
I was close to losing.
Even after getting backed into the corner, you still absolutely wrecked it. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's honestly not that hard, but the whole idea behind this thing is because the tier is so powerful is that I wanted you to actually have to use the light tier to beat it. And it kind of makes sense story-wise too, because Raru, as we played the game, Raru's the light guy and Gonon's the dark guy, so makes sense.
Yeah, also was a recent addition based off of the outcome of the stream because John Glacius and maybe one other folk on the stream beat this without the light tier multiple times, and it was absolutely ridiculous.
I liked the challenge of it, but I that wasn't the intention, so I had to change it.
And now you have the shadow tier.
If you want to know what the shadow tier does, is it's kind of useless in 2v2 mode or 1v1 mode. But if you're playing in a game with 4 players, it is absolutely broken because it steals 10 coins from all players.
So that can be 30 coins right there. Definitely make sure you're waiting to use that until you can get as much money out of that as possible. And with
or you're in front of a star, or someone else is in front of a star. It's got a lot of different cases to use it, but
take their money so they can't afford it. Yeah.
You could easily farm this loop here too, and so the trial keys had to be added because of obviously how broken this tier is.
Oh yeah, I have -3 spaces. I can demonstrate that now. Cool. I've only got 3. So that is entirely possible.
That was a new addition too. Thanks to our stream on this board, is you didn't used to be able to see how many modifiers you had for your extra spaces, negative or positive, so I added that too.
Alright, so we're 26 minutes into this recording, and we're just now getting to the actual events, which...
The good news is, there's not very many events, and they're pretty basic, so.
Yeah, let's see. So this first one is going to be just a little parkour event over here with admittedly some pretty good rewards if I remember correctly. Hey, do you think you could scale this cliff and bring me back that rare flower that's up there? I'm on a tight schedule, so I can't wait all day. Let's do it. All right, so this is a pretty simple, low-stakes parkour. You're not going to fall very far unless you're bad like me.
I would say that's the hardest jump right there that you're on. You can do it. Come on. If you don't fail here, you can complete it.
Okay. Come on. Got it. There we go.
Barely. Nice.
Custom apple. That's a good one.
Okay,
That's
you
a
made
good
it.
one.
Thank you for the flower. Let me see what I can give you in return.
A custom apple. Can I get under here? Where's the barrels? No punishment. All right, no punishment.
Golden dash, custom apple, or triple berries.
Golden dash, custom apple or triple berries. I would have showed it off. So yeah, these are big movement.
So we got two. This is another double event, just kind of like Hirule had, but in this case, you go to the depths. One of my initial ideas for this sport is I wanted there to also be spaces in the depths. So you had space in the depths, the mainland, and the sky, but that would have been way too much. And it's already too much with the ones in the sky and the surface. So I'm glad I didn't do that, but I wanted to incorporate it in some way, and that I did.
And that is just this little event right here. Do some mining for me.
You want to take a trip into the depths and do some mining for me? Absolutely. Great. Can you bring me back 10 emeralds? Also, watch out for monsters. If you take too much damage, you'll have decreased stamina.
Bye!
And just like the game, just like in Tears of the Kingdom, it has that horn sound.
So we got 3.
Go in.
Yep. So we got 3 zombies as well as now a skeleton, which is a recent addition to make it a little bit more difficult. Well,
I'm gonna die.
I mean, you got absolutely.
Looks like the monsters got you, causing you to lose 3 spaces on your next turn.
I mean, you got absolutely beat up on your last turn as soon as you got in there.
Yeah.
So I think the reward.
But that means there's a chance that you'll get the event again on your next turn. So, hey, event star.
That is actually true. Is that can technically be farmable? You could actually combo that with like a poison apple or something like that.
And you're guaranteed to get that unless you have boost boots.
Exactly. There's a sister version of this event on the other side. It is exactly the same.
Literally, just I honestly, the arena might even be the exact same. I'm not even sure.
Let's see. All right, let's see if I can do this a little bit better. So usually my strategy with this is to get. Oh shit!
Before I added the skeleton, I should add that this used to be brain dead easy.
Like, yeah, you definitely have to keep moving and probably working yourself in between. Oh fuck! I'm just gonna not be on the side with the skeleton. I'm just gonna ignore that side of the arena completely.
Oh, you dodged an arrow there.
So you're not gonna get anything from this unless you get all 10. So you will.
It is a pretty powerful event though because you get 20 coins.
Oh shit! No!
Oh, you got caught on the plant.
Oh wow, that's like actually hard now.
Hey, look at that! I got the event again.
Can you do it?
And that's why I also gave players the option to say no in case that happened, so they aren't forced to do the event over and over again.
You're getting beat up again, dude. Oh, the skeleton's right there, dude. Move. Get out of the way. Get out of there.
I think this is impossible now.
I don't think it's impossible. I got 9. I definitely could have beat it.
I'm at 9. Yeah, I did it!
You did it!
You did it! You managed to get me 10 emeralds. Here, take these 20 coins for your efforts. Honestly, I like that it's harder now, because it was way too easy.
Yeah, and if you'll notice, though, and this is actually the first time I've seen the event like this, so I am noticing that the skeleton tends to stay in its corner so they can try to aim for you. So I would probably just say avoid that corner altogether wherever the skeleton ends up being. You'll probably have a better chance.
I felt like it kind of followed me, though.
It stayed in that general corner, and I think you're more likely to dodge it if you are further away, I think. So this one's kind of fucking broken, honestly.
Welcome to my game, Minecart Madness. The goal is simple. Press as many of the signs as you can before returning to the start. Signs are only located in the magma blocks, and there are 20 of them in total. I will give you 1 star if you can get 10 signs, and I will give you a second star if you can get 20. And I should point out, it's pretty hard, but it's pretty easy to get the 10, but it's really hard to get the 20.
Oh god. Okay, now this being a lot faster than I remember it being. I was about to say that I feel like this got a lot easier at some point, but now I'm doing really bad.
I haven't changed it. You've gotten like 4, so.
I think you can click some of these signs multiple. I think I clicked that one twice, actually.
You got 8, so you get nothing.
Let's see if I can show off where they all are. So you got this one over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I guess I'll just try to follow Spencer.
Oh, I got that 3 apparently.
Bro, what the fuck? Why are you
doing good?
Why are you absolutely destroying me right now? There's one. You missed one.
Oh, lag.
Should we add a cooldown to this? Because that's kind of...
Problem is some of the signs are too close together, so I don't know. It's hard to say.
Well, you got 24, dude. Okay. Okay.
Maybe there needs to be a slight cooldown, but it has to be short enough that you can click the next sign. Otherwise, you just...
Or maybe you just need to suck it up and hard code each sign.
Or maybe they need to do... Maybe it needs a flag system, so once you've clicked the sign, it gives you a flag and you can't click the sign again.
That's what I meant. So as of right now, you can click the signs twice. But after this video, who knows? We're probably going to change that because, yeah, that's pretty busted. You click that first sign like 3 or 4 times and... You got 2 stars out of that. That's freaking ridiculous. Anyway, the last event, there's two of them, and they're both in the Sky Islands. There's this one over on the left.
They're also the same. They have the same options and outcomes.
So let's take a look. There's a little Zony guy over here. So you can get an item chest containing 2 random items. So that's 2 completely random items, or 2 random pieces of equipment. We'll show off.
If equipment mode is enabled.
Yes. So I'll show me off first, so I can get. Let me get 2 pieces of
equipment currently. You got a salvage chest and a boost boots.
Yep. So that's gonna be 2 random pieces of equipment, or upgrades to your existing ones. So like if I had already had a boost boots, that would have upgraded it to tier 2, and it won't give you ones that you already have.
And for people who watch the stream, they would remember that this used to give you 4 pieces of equipment, and it was absolutely broken. Beyond broken.
Yeah, it would basically upgrade all of your equipment 1 tier.
I got tier 6 like really quick.
So now you can get 2
anyway,
random items.
I want my 2 items. Yay, custom map and phantom. Honestly, those are pretty good items.
And these are any items. There's no like weight to it, so it's not like weighted like 5
I think the only
ones.
caveat with that is that A, it can give you 2 of the same item just because of how it randomizes, and B, I do not think it can give you trial keys.
Yeah, because I think those are pretty much hard-coded, like, specifically for this
it was
board.
kind of an oversight on my part, I won't lie, but I feel like they don't need to be in here anyway, so...
That's the last thing for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Spencer, do you want to give, like, a 10-second review of Tears of the Kingdom?
Sure. Depths was too empty. Sky Islands were boring. Abilities were cool.
Game fun, great game overall.
Overall, yeah. I mean, overall, it's a good game. I just wish there were more islands like the Great Sky Island. It was fun exploring like this giant sky island at the beginning, and then the rest of them just were tiny and just like, what was the point? They were almost all the same.
Yeah. Also, better dungeons, please. Be sure to leave a like on this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Next time we will go. The next video is going to be pretty damn long. We're going to be going what's going to be the most
dreaded dry desert.
We're going to dry desert, which basically has its own item. You think the item basically a special item system for this? It's even crazier on dry desert. We will see you guys next time. Peace out.